babes, welcome to Beats and Bars with Hilary. Correction, it's Miss Hilary. Yes, I'm royalty like that. It's Her Majesty to you. So today we are going to be breaking down which song? Drum roll, please. Wa-Hemba featuring Free. So yeah, I call him when you want translations, you want lyrics. So do you want to tell us how Wa-Hemba came about actually? So I went to studio with Sangri, of course. And then I had Wa-Hemba, but then I had it in a version, yeah, not a traditional Chitsonga Bashugaza song, like people would call it. And I mean the whole song wasn't finished. I had my part. And then when we got there, we discussed the song and everything. And I was like, I wanted to have like a dialogue, because yeah, it was January 2024. The date is very important because people claim that they made songs before us. People claim that we stole the concept. We made the song January 2024, first week of January. So I don't hear anyone saying we stole the concept. Do you know Jordan Sparks and Chris Brown? That was our inspo. Like literally, like Jordan Sparks and Chris Brown. Imagine not. Okay, no. I'm not gonna say it. What I'm trying to say is that was the inspo. That was the conversation behind the song. Go. No, we should have a dialogue. Should have a conversation. However, we used my lyrics as the base because I already had lyrics of the song, so we used them as the base for the song that we made. And then Sanfi had to now respond to the track. And then he played me a beat. It wasn't the beat that I was thinking of because I mean, Auntie Jelly, who y'all know me, was my giant fan. And then he gave me that one, and then we had to convert it into a full on Gaza song. We need to like just make it flow, yiba nice. Mara wrong. They were saying Frati Ramiji Kwayana. Afika Imbelan Ruketa Wa-Hemba. And then whatever happened. Maria, you tell me what how many months? 8 months before you release it.
Okay, so what would you say was the most difficult part about making the song? Like just anything?
It was actually very fun. I didn't find anything difficult about it because it's not like song music is foreign to me. I mean, I've backed up and I've sang on Tingoma Total, like that song. So it's not like it was a foreign sound. It's something that I'm used to. It's something that I know, something that I've sang on. So it was just fun. We were modernizing it and we were like Jordan Sparks and Chris Brown at that time, Gaga and Tsonga song, which we felt good. She hambaning, because it was a really good concept.
So you don't have any like recording issues. I have to do this and then I have to do it again and those kinds of things when you're recording. Do lyrics just come to you? Do you go to studio prepared? Like just take us through the whole process of you coming up with, lyrics for a song and just like what happens when you think about making or when you listen to a beat.
So it's different. There are songs that I come up with from bed. Like I can't sleep at 2 a.m. or 3 a.m. and I'll just listen to something and then I'll be like, this is how I feel right now, so I'm gonna write it down. But then half the time when I go to studio, I'm not the lyrics like and then it has to come from there because I'm listening to the song. We discuss concepts like at most. Like I make sure that I always have songs written. And make sure I'm not from the writer's blog. Imagine the studio. You can't think. Oh, what?
So when you were beginning, did you actually, now that you've brought up the whole writer's block thing, have you ever experienced that? Like gone to studio, maybe you were not prepared enough or you had something, but at the time you didn't feel like it was appropriate for, the concept that you developed when you got to studio or the beat that came up when you got to studio?
I think this is the part where I love being an overthinker. Because I overthink situations before they happen. Like I'm always thinking, yo, what if in Fika lie and then me not the lyrics are not that bad. So at least if you have lyrics beforehand, even if singafambelani, I don't know if it's art or it's a gift, but nashkota ku change her, may make us fambelana with what we're singing about, and nagota ku convert her, that thing into something else, because it's just wording. Like, you need to be able to place your, and it's stronger, guys. Song will sound nice. So if you must make it sound nice now, I must just sing. So yeah, I've always planned ahead. I've always had that. But it's not just planning. For me, it would be something I would do because I'm feeling a certain way. Kumbe nina maganingana yona in my heart, and I just need to write it down. And then yeah, like the most recent song I did, I was going through it. I was going through a lot. But when you go through, you must go through. You can only go through in prayer. So it was prayer, like it was a prayer that I wrote for myself, and then I just turned it into a song. So it's just good to be prepared. But I think if it happens that I go to studio with nothing, I can come up with something pretty quick. I think I'm quick on my feet.
So this confidence that you have about writing and coming up with the lyrics and just making songs, is it something that you've always had, or it's something that you had to build up over the years and kind of just grow into it and be more comfortable with?
So I always wrote, not necessarily music. I always wrote like short stories. I wrote fiction stories. Whatever I imagine, I can imagine things, go deep into my imagination, create something out of it. So I've always been a writer. I always have.
I feel like this session is actually growing into a more of what is your why? Like, why do you love
Yes, this
writing
is
so
the
much?
why.
And I think it actually makes sense because it's the first video that you are actually introducing to us, and I think it kind of gives us like the reason why you are you and why you're so great in what you do.
That's great.
So why did you choose to do, like, in every song that you have, there has to be predominantly Xitsonga. Why that? Like, besides you being a proudly Tsonga woman, young woman, why do you feel that you must always have this part of you in every song that you have?
I mean, I think because that's who I am. Like, it's not just being proud, it's my identity. And if I now lose that identity and become something else that I'm not saying I wouldn't do good, but I feel like this is the one place that I can do good. I'm confident in it because it's something that I did from a very young age. It's my identity. It's not even about you're only doing it because you grew up in Joburg. Now everyone must know that you can speak. I speak multiple languages, like I'm multilingual. That's the right.
Girl.
And I think I could have done it in any other language. I could have, but that's my identity, and I am someone who doesn't like losing touch with who I am. And I'm not saying I will not do any other. I have done other languages, and that's simply because I'm an African and I love my Africanicity. That's me. That's who I am. And so having my Tonga roots with me every day, I also feel like I help others have a piece of home. You know, they get a piece of home through me, and it's I think it's nice to see that.
Okay. Before we get carried away, I think everybody is, I think, interested in knowing you and knowing who you are as an artist, as a person, and why you do what you do. Take us through that song and just break down the lyrics and explain them to us a little bit.
Okay, so Wa-Hemba is a dialogue or conversation, as I said before, between partners. So be it husband and wife, boyfriend and girlfriend, whichever way you see it. Because I feel like in Tsonga the word katanga is used whether it's with a boyfriend, a girlfriend, or there's not. But well, I mean, it's supposed to be with husband and wife, but then you know how things work now. So
semantics.
you get me. So yeah, it's one of those. It's a conversation between two people who are in a relationship. And as the female or as the lady, I come back very late. In fact, I come back the next morning. And I'm excited to tell my partner, "Horai wena, hape listen with all of this beauty." So nakubasa kami nakadanga like simply means with all of this beauty, wena my person. Last night, yo, abotendo bang pussies. So Tendo and all my friends, we got drunk. They got me lit. But then when it was time to leave, now all of a sudden I hear now that I left. Apparently, I left with like
Allegedly.
allegations. I allegedly left with like and apparently I'm in a relationship with like these are things that are new to me. And me, I'm explaining to our bathroom partner, listen, how not him jailing me and then saying, yeah, no, I've heard this before. I know you and Lucky have been in a relationship. It's not a new thing. You were just low key about it. Imagine. Imagine. So it goes from there to me defending myself, and I think everyone else, no, you defend yourself. No, I did not leave with Likey. I'm not dating Likey. In fact, when I saw I can't make it home, I saw a bush, and I slept in the bushes. I slept in the bushes. Slept in the bushes. Wake up. I mean, I'm a responsible young adult. I slept in the bushes. I waited. I waited until it was daytime and I was sober to go back home. It's a tough time to be a woman in South Africa. You have to be safe.
I love your explanation. I could sleep outside, but I couldn't walk home.
It's more dangerous to walk home.
So convincing, ma'am.
But then now the story is that because I never made it home, I left with like. But you know what the nice thing is? I saw my uncle in the morning. Hey, he asked me, what are you doing? And clearly land Nova. So Nova is the bushes, guys. I slept in the bushes. Marke, obviously, you know, man, he didn't believe it. And Aku Mina, my uncle is always standing up for me.
Naturally.
But it's not like that. It's because I saw my uncle from the bushes. I was walking back home. Now he's like, why are you here? And I'm like, no, you know, yeah, it got late. I couldn't walk back. So I slept there. And then now I went back home. So yeah, that's what the conversation is about. Apparently I'm a cheater. I'm cheating with Lucky. But I'm not. That's my side of the story. I'm not.
What do they say again? Innocent till proven
guilty. And guess what? There's no proof. Where's the evidence?
Where is your evidence?
Where are the files? Where's the evidence? So yeah, that's what the song is about. I'm defending myself because look at it. I came back excited to tell you, listen to your gorgeous wife. Apparently, I'm doing 1-3. I thought as my partner, you'll stand up for me. Oh no, he turned against me and said, "My sister, I heard, and you've been doing it." What?
He showed his true colors.
Yeah, man. I keep saying.
Sorry, man.
That's why people ask me why I never sing nice love songs. But I did. I gave people a nice love song. But Wa-Hemba proved that I'm not the only one who goes shy.
Sivaning.
Ragoisha. So yeah, I think that's what Wa-Hemba is about. And I mean, at the end of the video, I'm gonna put down the translated lyrics so that everybody gets to see that. But that's the story.
So that's why it was so fun to make it.
Yes, because you know when you have an argument, and I think naturally I love arguing. So when given the chance to argue, and my point is, can you prove it? I'm that person. So it was nice. It was really nice.
No, we love it. We can actually see how fun it was being in that the process of just making it and yeah, getting it out there.
And I think for many situations in music, you are not particularly or haven't particularly been through it. Like with me, I've never had a situation where I slept there by the numbers. But imagine someone who really has been through something like that. I'm not saying they slept in the bushes. They probably slept at a friend's house, something, and you trying to explain that no, I couldn't come back. It was late. Maybe my phone was off, and then I slept with my friend. I felt it.
So you were the voice of the voiceless in this song. Them girlies that, get duped there for the streets. Can't know. They are victims of circumstances.
It was just bad. It was just bad. And they had to make a plan to be safe at that time. Yeah.
And they came back safe.
In full.
Okay, we hear you here, Miss Hilary. Do you have anything else that you want to say to us?
I'm just saying, subscribe, like, and comment. This is Beats and Bars with Miss Hilary.